Yo, what's going on people, and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be on like a Noah 40 type sample that we would use for Drake, just like atmospheric downsampled sample. So if you like the sound of this, so with these type of samples, it's just little downsampled, so they're phased out, just to give that underwater effect. So yeah, if you want to follow my Instagram, that's going to be on the screen, and I'll show you how I made this. So the first thing I added was the studio ground from Addictive Keys. Then I used a lot of minor 7th and 9th to make these chords. Then with that, I create a lot of tension with just messing with the velocity of the keys. And I just took out some lows. In this video, I use a lot of this decimal on all my samples because it gives that underwater effect that Noah would always use. So it cuts out certain frequencies at a point that it can no longer be signaled through. So for this, I use this action movie preset and just cut at 11k. Then I use this blood overdrive to just give more warmth to the sample. Then just a chorus plate reverb just to give it a little bit more air. And then Noah uses a lot of atmospheric vibes, so I use this ambient sound that sounds like this. That was just an ambient sound off Splice. Then I downsampled it to 5k here just to get rid of that high frequency. And then for the same thing with this drum perk loop that I got off Splice. And what I love about this, it gives a nice bounce off the chords and it just fits perfect. And with that, I downsampled that to 1k. But it just left the high frequencies from like the kick in it, and then I just took out a little bit of that kick like low end. Next I added these vocals from Splice again. And that was just to give it that really nice soul effect that Noah would always give. Then with this automation, I just brought the volume down because the release on the original samples reverb was just a bit too much. So I just brought it down. And then all I did with that was just add a little phaser, but turn the mix down. And then I just turned the depth down a little bit. And then same thing, just wanted to give that underwater effect, really give it like grittiness. So I turned up the amp just to give it a little bit more like a spice onto it, and then just cut out like 4k and always have this image filter on just to give it that like lo-fi sort of effect. And after that, I tracked out the same vocals and then stretched them so they was a lot smaller, so they sound like this. That just made the tempo of the sample faster and the pitch higher. I just slapped on another reverb just to give that airiness. Then I made it pan left to right with this delay to give it that resonation in the background. And took out some lows obviously. And then with the same thing again, just took out like 4k with a decimal as it was pitched up and faster. So I just needed to take them high frequencies out again. Then I added like this Mellotron bell. And that was just copying the same chords in the first chords, but I just strummed them a little bit differently. And then with that, I just added this primal tap, just gives it like that vinyl warped effect. Then I added this eternity delay that gives it like a bit crushed downsampled effect, gives it like nice grittiness. Then put on another chorus and took out some lows. Then I added another delay just to fill in them gaps and make them stand out and be more present a little bit more. And then as I said with Noah, it gives that atmospheric vibes, it just gives nice feelings and just gives ambient sounds. So I added like this synth pad that sounds like this. I feel like that gives it a lot of feeling and texture. And then with that, another reverb. Took out some lows again because it was quite a lot. Then I downsampled it with the same preset, but I just took it down more in the frequencies, so it was less higher. It just gives in that core of the low end. Then I just wanted to give it a little bit more warmth, so I added the preamp again a little bit up. And then a delay again just to fill in them gaps, make it really atmospheric. And I just wanted it to pan left to right, the whole sample. Then I found this OVO bass that just obviously fits Noah, so it sounds like this. Then just to go with the same direction, all I did with the bass was just take out some highs just to give it that like underwater effect sort of thing. Then just to fit into the atmosphere of this sample, I added this like synth sound, sounds like this. And then with that, just a little bit of a room reverb. Then just took out a little bit of lows. Notice how all the samples that I use here, I don't lose a lot of processing, because I just use the main sounds and just pick sound selection right, and then downsample it. Where I'm downsampling it, there's less occurrence of like all the sounds clashing. So this is how the sample sounds all together. So yeah, this whole sample was not complicated at all. It just used the sounds in the right places just to build up that atmosphere and give it that nice feeling. So yeah, if you like the sound of that, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel obviously. We're nearly at 1k and I'll be dropping that sample pack soon. Follow my Instagram that's going to be on the screen right now, and I'm out, so see you in the next one.